What up, guys? Welcome to the channel for another vlog. Today, we're going to be catching up with the guys, part of the Summer Send-Off team. Some of my guys here. We got Jamie, and then we got Tony over here. We're going to catch up with Jamie first, talk about his build, some of his business, and some of the things like that, and see what's going on over here. All right. Yeah, man.
What's up, man?
First off, this beast, you got to tell me, what made you want to grab it, honestly, and how'd you end up here?
So this is, I'm a big Mob Steel guy.
Yeah.
Who they build Lincolns out of Detroit, right? So I followed Mob Steel, I have the Lincoln, so I followed Mob Steel, and then Mob Steel built a Lodestar work truck. So I said, I was like, if I could ever do a work truck, that's what I would get.
Yeah.
I needed something, a work truck for the business, started looking, found this, just happened to come up on Facebook Marketplace for $500.
$500
for the whole truck. This thing was like a massive truck, right? And so the guy called me, I was like, I'll take it. It was
no
in
hesitation,
Connecticut.
nothing?
Yeah, I told him, I was like, I'll take it. He's like, well, you wanna come look at it? I said,
yeah.
no, I'll take it. So he's like, all right, call me. So I called him. He goes, doesn't run. I go, that's fine, because I just wanted the body. That's all I wanted. So, I scrapped the rest, I kept the body. Then I found another truck, 2000 GMC, 3500. So I basically cut both trucks in half, put the Lodestar on top of the GMC, welded it together, and this is what you have now. But I wanted something
So this is a hybrid truck you literally pieced together?
It's two trucks. So so here's the original motor from the GMC. You can see the original firewall, and you can see right here, because all I did was cut it and put it down on top of it.
Yeah. How long was that process?
It took me 9 months to do everything.
Now, have you ever done anything like this before? Everything's just
No, everything was
just
YouTube.
Like, I'm gonna make it work.
I just YouTubed everything.
Yo,
and I just
YouTube
watched
school right there,
dude,
baby.
It's the best. and it was tough because the 2000,
Yeah.
as wide as this is, most of it is fenders.
Okay.
So the 2000, the motor was like out to here. So I had to cut and move everything in.
Yeah.
I had to cut the front frame because the frame was out further. I had to put an S10 radiator because it was, the 3500 was too thick.
Yeah.
So I had to move everything in. So some of the stuff is kind of, I just made this bracket just to get it in. But if you look at it, it's a 71 built on a 2000. So it's modern, disc brakes and all that stuff.
So I see you put your own little touch on everything. Like I see you mixture, you got the hood ornament here, the barbed wire, there's a lot of personality in it. Where did you get the inspiration from that? Like I see the ornament down there,
this is
the figurine and stuff.
Everything was from my head. So, I wanted to go to a show. I needed function. So the first thing is function. So I had to be able to, carry stuff.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be able to go to a car show and people see it. So it's like a rolling billboard, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People will see it and be like, oh, what is that? And then they'll walk up.
Yeah.
So everything here was just like in my head. I was like, oh, that'll be cool, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
I had to do the piston guy because that's like my number one thing.
What's up with the piston guy?
Welding.
You made that yourself, or?
Yeah. So I do the artwork, the StreetTrendz Metal Art.
Yeah.
So take old car parts, make them into stuff, and this is a real popular thing on like all the rat rod pages and stuff.
Yeah.
People buying custom-made hood ornaments. So I had to have that. The front bumper. So the GMC was a utility body.
Yeah.
The front bumper is made out of all the shelves that were inside the utility body, and then I just thought the chain looked like aggressive.
Yeah.
So I added the chain, and then I did, had to throw in a little bit of the import style. So I did the wood splitter.
Yeah.
That's all ruler. The yardsticks from Home Depot.
Oh shit.
That's all it is. If you look underneath it, it's the yardsticks from Home Depot.
That's fire. Yeah.
And then I did the halos. And then I threw everything kind of in the grill. And then originally I was gonna do like slammed lowrider. And I was like, I'm gonna do like beefy monster truck kind of.
Yeah.
So I did the custom wheels. Those are Detroit steel wheels. Put them in the thickest tires that they even told me they won't fit, and they didn't. So if you look under here, you can see where it ripped up the floor, even in there. See that?
Yeah.
So every time I turn, it catches. And then I just started adding stuff. This is just the side boxes. I wanted it to look low.
Yeah.
These are old pot shelves that I welded together.
So everything
is
custom.
trash. And you would think that if you know how much it costs to build a show rat rod, it's a lot of money. And dude, I'm into this for not a lot at all because I did everything myself, and it's like all scrap. So this is all scrap. This is just old wood that I made the bed out of.
So you said the metal art before. How did you get into the metal art? Like, what really was just like that switch? Like, I like this. I want to start doing it on my own. So I know these parts you had to also source and stuff like that. But
yeah.
like, what made you say like, you know, I want to mess around with little things?
So I always was huge into like Monster Garage.
Yeah.
And Jesse James. I always thought Jesse James was like the coolest person. I thought welding was so cool, but I never welded before. Okay. So I was like, I want to get into welding because it just looks cool to me. Like, I wanted to learn how to do it. So I just started messing around, and I was always artistic. I was always able to draw. So finally, I was like, you know, I'm gonna make something out of cop parts just to put in my yard. Yeah. Didn't know how to weld. Made an elephant. It fell apart. Like immediately.
Was that the first piece? The elephant?
First thing was an elephant out of a Subaru crankshaft. And the second I moved it, it fell apart.
Oh my God.
Couple months later, my dog had passed away, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna try it again. I was gonna weld some parts, make it look like my dog. Yeah. Because I wanted to put his collar on it, and then made the dog. It came out really good. Everybody loved it. Told me I should sell it. Thought they were crazy. Made some more stuff, and then I listed everything on Facebook Marketplace. Everything sold in a week. So I was like, oh, okay. So I made some more stuff, sold in a week. Then people were like,
doing this?
Now I've been doing it 8 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, everything was just started selling like crazy, and then people were like, "Can you do custom stuff?" I said, "I'll try." And now it's to the point where it's pretty much 100% custom work. All right. Everything's made to order.
So I know this isn't the only project. You got another one that's in the garage.
Yeah. So this is the work truck. This is what I use. I drive this pretty much almost every day. Okay. When I'm home, this is what I take to Home Depot and all that stuff. And then I have, this was my baby. This was my dream car. It looks like trash right now, but this is a '64 Lincoln Continental. Originally, I bought this. Didn't realize how much of a pain in the ass they were. Had I known, I would have never bought it. But now I'm glad I have it because there's not a lot of them around. But this is like, I can't wait to just get this thing back on the road. Right now, I'm doing disc conversion, rebuilding the steering wheel, basically taking care of all the safety stuff, because I've drove this for years where it was not safe. And then I didn't want to put any money into this. Like, I kind of wanted to just get it on the road and just cruise it. And then when COVID hit, I said, you know what, now I have the time. So we ended up painting it right in the yard. And then now I started taking apart, doing all the other stuff that I never thought I would actually do. I always thought I would just make it look nice and drive. Now I'm actually taking into consideration safety and all that stuff. So, but this is, hopefully I have this thing out this summer. But it's fun.
You got some of these metal art pieces we can take a look at?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, so yeah, as we were talking about how the artwork gets incorporated into the vehicles, and we're gonna talk more about the artwork itself. I mean, give me some examples or explain what we got going on over here.
Okay, so in here is when I bought the house, I wanted to have my own little showroom so people could actually come and see the stuff. So this is kind of like a makeshift showroom because most of the stuff's online. But like my most popular things like the piston figures. These are pretty much what everybody orders. These or the guns. And then, characters, which is another thing. Almost everything's special ordered. So I used to make stuff and post it online and hope it sold. Now people just message me and like, hey, can you make this?
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? So now it's not so much stressful. It's like always making stuff. I'll make it as the orders come in. So these stuff I made for Halloween because everybody loves like horror characters and stuff like this. The piston guys are the number one thing. I tried to do a cheap one. So these guys start at like $300 a piece. This I put up for like $40 and I still have it because it looks like crap. But in here is so World of Wheels 2018. Gene Winfield, this is the shirt that I got, and Steve Darnell from Vegas Rat Rods. They were at Boston and they came out and they signed these pieces. So I had these pieces like on display. That was Steve's rat rod that I built because I figured, I was like, oh, somebody will tell him and he'll come over and look at it, and he did. So he grabbed it, he signed it, and then Gene Winfield grabbed that and signed it. And if you see, I got the picture of the two of them in there.
That's dope.
That was kind of a cool moment. And then I just, this is just other stuff that I kind of came to. Like I started watching Stranger Things. I started making the
That's my
dude from.
I got hooked for a while. I did.
Yeah. And I loved it. So I was like, you know what? I think one of those would be kind of cool. And then if you're familiar with Supercar Blondie, who's a big YouTube channel, so they reached out to me and asked me to make this for them because they were gonna put it on their YouTube channel, and then they never did. So I'm gonna I'm gonna cut this up and make it. That's the cool thing about metal. Like, I could just cut it up and make it into something else.
So what's the largest piece that you've made so far? Or
I made a 6.5 foot tall Subaru robot. So all out of Subaru parts. I went to a Subaru distributor in Connecticut.
Okay.
And second biggest one is a deer, which I have out in the front in the driveway.
So I know you talked about the dog piece. Was there any other piece that, let's say, you made for somebody that really just like had kind of like some kind of a great story behind it or sentimental value for you?
My favorite piece I ever made was when I proposed to my wife. I made her a bride and groom.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when I proposed to her, I had it under a box and I pulled the box off and I had that. She's like, "What is that?" I was like,
Yeah.
"This is." And then I got down on one knee and I proposed. And then I actually made an urn for somebody, which was pretty cool. I made so many like different cool pieces, but my favorite is the piston guys. I think that those are my favorite because everybody likes custom piston guys. So it's like somebody will come up and be like, "Hey, I want this." Oh, I never thought of that, and I'll make that, which is kind of cool. But my favorite piece ever would be the bride and groom. I think that was cool. I still have that. It's on my
Can't get rid of
dresser.
that.
It's on my
Can't
dresser,
get rid of that.
right next to my bed in the dresser. In the dresser, right next to my bed. So, but yeah, no, I like, and then like this one, I brought the SEMA.
Yeah.
So I carried this guy on my back the whole time I was at the SEMA show, and it's cool to just get pictures with like all the people you see in the automotive industry holding my actual piece, which I think is pretty cool.
That's dope. That's dope. All right, guys. Well, this is Jamie from StreetTrendz Metal Art. Make sure you give him a follow. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Show all the love and support and everything like that. And that wraps up today's vlog. Till the next time, you guys know the vibes. Stay up, stay blessed. Peace.